The next report I'm going to go through is the individual institution report. This looks at how major institutions like Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan Chase are investing, so you can observe their strategies and model their success. To access this report, click on the search function on top, then go to institutions, individual institutions, and then click on individual institution report. And then you can type in whichever institution you want to look at. For this example, I'm going to type in Renaissance Technologies, which is a major investing firm in it's like a major hedge fund in New York. So Renaissance Technologies, here we go. And once it loads, I will take you through the report. So the first thing you're going to see is this pie chart up here, which this shows how the institution plans its investment strategy and what sectors they invest in. When you click on the pie chart, it gives an in-depth breakdown of each sector, the percentage of the allocation for that sector and industry, as well as the dollar amount and how many stocks. So, for instance, Renaissance Technologies invests 18.24% of its portfolio in healthcare. That's over $11 billion and 720 stocks. And you can look at that for each industry just to get a look at how they're investing. And you can look at their strategy and see how it fits with your portfolio. From here, you can get a look, after that, you get a nice high-level overview of how they're investing and the top stocks that they're investing in. So I'll take you through the report left to right. So you see the stock that they're investing in, the sector that stock is in, and then from here you get some pricing information, the current price and how it compares with the 52-week high. Just gives you a sense of how that's trading right now. But just an FYI, as I'll explain a little bit later, these stocks are sorted by market value. But I'll get to that in a little bit. But then you have the possible growth of the stock calculated by comparing the current price and the 52-week high. From here, you've got the amount of shares that this institution invests from the current quarter and how that compares to the previous quarter, both in terms of the total share amount as well as the percentage. So that's really useful because you get a sense of how the institution is investing. And that's helpful because you can compare it to the total the total amount of investment by the entire stock market and by every institution. So for instance, Novo Nordic AS, Renaissance Technologies has decreased their investment in this one, whereas the rest of the market has increased their investment in it. So that gives you a good look at how you can compare this individual institution with the rest of the stock market, and you can do that for each stock listed here. And then from there, you get a look at the total number of institutions investing in the stock and how that is increasing, and you can kind of compare that with Renaissance Technologies as well. Here we've got and then from here we've got the market value column, like I was saying before. That's how the data is sorted, highest market value to lowest market value for the stocks that this institution invests in. Although if you do want to change your strategy or change how you look at the report, you're more than welcome to do so. You can just kind of click on one of the arrows up top. And then then there's a couple more columns I'll go through here. Approximate invested value. This looks at the average price in the latest quarter and multiplies that by the change in shares from this quarter to the previous quarter. So you would for this top stock here, you'd have the average price for this quarter and compare that with the change in shares from Q2 to Q3. And you can kind of see that breakdown a little bit in mathematical form when you go to that info button here. So just to give you kind of a sense of the approximate value comparing price versus the change in investment. Then from here you get year to date, the percent change, how the price has increased year to date, how the return has increased year to date, and then 1 year, 5 year, etc. And then percentage of allocation, how much that stock, the percentage of allocation that stock has in this institution's portfolio. So it gives you a sense of, not just the market value, but how much this institution invests in this particular stock. And then this last column is whether this stock is in the S&P 500. Renaissance Technologies, they've got a lot of stocks that they invest in. So there's lots and lots of pages that you can see, over 200 of them, just to get a really comprehensive look. But if you want to filter it down a little bit, you can use this filter to kind of pare down the data to only see what's most important to you. For instance, if you only wanted to see stocks above a certain price or that had a certain amount of institutional investment, you could kind of filter it by that, or you can filter by that. We offer that with any report. And if you only want to see some of the columns that we have, you can kind of uncheck some of these boxes and see and filter out the information that's not as useful for you, and just look at the information that is useful for you. We offer a lot of customization with this, but this individual institution report, it gives a great look at how a particular institution is investing, how it compares with the market, and it lets you model their success. And if there's one institution that has a strategy that you want to model, this gives you an in-depth look at how to do that and which stocks to invest in. And and as everything with ThinkSabio, it helps you invest wisely and build a bright financial future.